The fact that he wants to take all black kids and give them new parents. How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
The WhiteHouse.gov addressing DEI discrimination by contractors and for black people. 75% of black officials leading multi-member organizations and appointed by the president have been removed. 1 million black men have lost their government jobs in the last 3 months, while other races and white women have kept their unemployment rate steady. Even though these black men have been more qualified than their white counterparts. RFK Jr., the head of MAHA, I apologize, I did not turn my phone down. RFK Jr., the head of MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, believes that all black kids are on drugs and wants to send all black kids to work farms and reparent them via his 2024 campaign on a podcast. DEI executive order for contractors was only about race, in my opinion. A loss of 88,000 manufacturing jobs last year, and a loss of 500 blue-collar jobs last year, with a net zero job gain between January and February for the overall job market. Dion, can you explain to me why the unemployment rate for blacks has increased, by like 30%, while jobs for white women and other races have remained steady, indicating that the severe amount of job losses were only for black people? Based on the DEI, those are the numbers, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, here's my answer by the qualitative, not the quantitative. In my opinion, those numbers are based on federal jobs that were doged. And we are 14% of the population of America. So that's a number that's, give or take. And because so many black women are hired by the government, and because everything was doged, it affected them proportionally. So that's what I'm getting from that.
Okay. So now that you've given the right side rhetoric, I'm going to ask you to listen to what I say and respond to what I say. Because the right side rhetoric that you just spewed doesn't cover anything I just said at all. Listen very carefully, if you would. 75% of black officials leading multi-member organizations and appointed by the president have been removed.
Okay.
Now, you said this is because of the Doge. I said white people, white women, and other races, unemployment rate for the government have remained steady. So then why were only black people doged? 1 million black men have lost their jobs in the last 3 months. The unemployment rate for everyone else, other than black women, has been steady. So why is it only black people are being doged?
That was just so long. It's just I get so lost in the sauce with it. Okay. Now
I sent you this. You should have read it. I've sent you all of this yesterday.
I did read it, and I focused on the point of unemployment and black women, which you said several times in that conversation. And at the end, you're talking about the black women. So that's what I said. So I'll go back to the other part of the Doge, which is the appointments. Now, every administration that comes in, it's their prerogative, just like here in New York with Mamdani, to either hire or reappoint people. Now, why is Trump targeting black people, according to your statement?
According to statistics.
Of course.
This is data points. This is not my statements. These are data.
Right. Well, again, their prerogative is to show that they target DEI. And as a result of DEI and affirmative action, unfortunately, disproportionately, which is the buzzword people like to use, on the left, black people are affected. And that's the way I see it.
Okay. So the question is, why are blacks the only ones being fired?
I thought I just answered that because of DEI. And now I can't tell you specifically why
Okay,
were
so
they
then
targeted.
I will bring this point back up because that's your answer. Even though they are more qualified than their white counterparts. So why are they firing blacks through DEI initiatives that were hired through DEI initiatives that are more qualified than their white counterparts?
That I don't know, other than the answer I just gave you. Because remember, the Democrats are very good at creating offices to nowhere to do nothing. And so as a result, to make people, black people, give the illusion of inclusion, they're hired for those things. So those things that are mostly the first to go, like the Office of Racial Justice, Environmental Equality. Let's put a black person here. So that's the way I see it. And the Democrats are very good at that. And that's why they win.
Well, just to make this more clear, Donald Trump is now being sued for firing most of the black officials in government. Why is he firing most of the black officials? Is this not a racial targeting?
I don't know, but the lawsuit would insinuate that, I assume. But he's been firing a lot of people. So
White
again,
women and black men, but black people disproportionately so. The
just like
unemployment is
everything
going
in
to.
America, disproportionately is thrown around a lot. Even on the blue team, black women don't have access to reproductive rights and things of that nature. This happens all the time, Leo, on both sides. Just that this is a negative connotation because Donald Trump is doing it. So
So your talking point is, well, everybody fires 75% of the black workforce,
no.
but
My talking point is that they're negotiated in the government a lot, especially black women. And so when he doges things and closes offices that do nothing like racial justice, environmental equality, all other stuff, black people are disappointingly affected by that. That's it.
okay, so I'm going to say this again. 75% of black officials leading multi-member organizations. So let's break that down. That means the department is open and they're replacing black people with white people. 75% of them. I've said this like 3 times. You're just giving talking points, you're not listening. 75% of black officials leading multi-member organizations and appointed by the president and previous presidents, obviously, have been removed. He literally went through and just removed the black people.
Okay.
And your reasoning for this is once again,
I gave you my reasoning. It's just that you don't like it or agree with it, but
oh,
that's my
okay.
reasoning.
I just want to be
That's all.
clear. Oh, it's all right with you. That's fine. I'm clear. I just want to make that clear. Let us move forward with the next portion of this.
It's unfortunate, but though that's the facts as I see them. Now, does he have a whole department targeting, the office of firing black people? I don't know. But yes,
Are you okay with this?
whether I'm okay or not is not the point. The point is this is what's going on.
As a MAGA supporter, is this something that you can accept? Like you don't accept the war, you're a what 2080 Trumpster? Is this something that is offensive to you as a member of the black community?
No, because the media always tries to spin this away to forge a wedge between Trump and his black base. So that's not what you can get out of me. So there's a lot of black supporters of
This
Trump.
is not the media making spins. These are
We
data
don't
points.
see
These are
everything through a racist lens like the left. So it's all water for duck with us on the right. Isn't that great?
that, well, you might not see it through a racist lens, but the people being targeted are being targeted by race. So whether you see it through the lens or not, if you're not using the correct lens, that just means you can't see what's happening. That's fine. RFK thinks all black kids are on drugs and wants to send all black kids to work farms and reparent them. As someone who supported the Maha Pact, the fact that he wants to take all black kids and give them new parents, how do you feel about that?
I feel great because that's something that he said on a podcast in 2024 on the campaign trail while he was running for president at the time. And a lot of things that he said.
While you were on his pack.
Well, you didn't let me build up to that part. The answer is, I'm not sure if I was still with the pack at that time, but I started in 2023 is when he announced earlier that year. So I was a part of American Values 2024. And yes, so we didn't really touch upon Kennedy's speeches, especially Black issues. That was the campaign side. So we couldn't really coordinate that stuff. And that being said, I still can't find the whole podcast transcript like he was asking for at the hearing. They took like one-liners, but they couldn't provide the actual podcast for the context. He did apologize, and that was it. Because Kenny has done a lot of work with the Black community that goes unsung. For example, with lead in water affecting Black boys and autism with the Nation of Islam. So you guys should check that out.
If he had been in office, my daughters would have been taken away from me and sent to some new parents.
That's not true at all.
That's what he said.
She said
maybe you didn't hear it, but this was his campaign promises. This was going to be his big thing that he did. This was his core. This was something that he wanted to focus on. He said that this was going to be, what was it? Not his Golden State Bridge. It was going to be his big thing that went down in history books, is what he said.
Well, you guys are missing the point, which is the actual root cause of the problem, which is he's calling out Black children are being overly medicated, misdiagnosed, which is a fact across the board that we all know. But just because he said it, he works for Donald Trump, it's a problem, but he wanted to address it. Now, of course, his comments were culturally inappropriate.
Culturally inappropriate.
That's the problem. Just because you can't hide the truth that his intent is trying to address. And he's not really eloquently expressing that under pressure from other Black congressional people.
Maybe address the people giving them the drugs or misdiagnosing them, not taking away their parents. I don't know. I think that your rebuttal is lacking in understanding of the severity of what this man has said.
Well, actions speak louder than words. Look at him right now, removing lead from vaccines.
Look at him right now. Wasn't there a whole protest, including Turning Point, like 2 days ago, because he was because Maha, Make America Healthy Again, was championing, I can't say the word, is hilarious, the cause of protecting Bayer, the company that bought Monsanto with the bloop, 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 bloops, because what they were doing was saying that they did not want to be sued locally because they were protected federally for putting cancer-causing agents, carcinogens, cancer-causing agents into pesticides. Wasn't there a whole march on Washington that even Maha was a part of?
I'm not aware of that, but I do know this. He has made very subtle and intriguing changes to the vaccine schedule, in which not making it mandatory, but making it optional. He's pushed defunding gender-affirming care, which would take your people behind you and change their sexuality without your knowledge as a parent. And these things are very important issues that he is using a scalpel to policies, whereas the president's been using a sledgehammer. And also, you've been agreed yourself that taking red dye number 7 out of foods and cereals was a good thing.
Thousands rallied in Washington, D.C. on April 27, 2026, the People versus Poison protests, demanding restrictions on agricultural pesticides and opposing legal immunity for manufacturers like Bayer. Organized by MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, supporters protested targeted pesticide-linked cancers in federal support of herbicide used during a Supreme Court case. By the way, Turning Point USA was a part of that march. Your people are marching against him right now. Just for the
Well,
record.
that happens a lot because the Children's Health Defense, which he's helped founded, and I know the president, Mary Holland, they always do lawsuits and things like that against them because just like Martin Luther King and LBJ, they have to do certain actions outside of it to actually strong arm the government to perform, if that makes sense. He can't do certain things unless people on the outside, put pressure on. So these marches and protests and lawsuits actually help him more so sometimes.
Cool. The fact that he's supporting putting cancer causing agents into the pesticides that go into the food we all eat is protected.
And removing fake meats and GMOs. And
listen, that's what the march was about. I hear you. That's not what the march was about. The march was about putting cancer-causing agents in the food that we all eat. But my point is, DEI executive order was not about white women. White women, for the most part, by and large, have not been affected by the DEI cuts. It targeted Black people.
Well, DEI actually helps white women more than Black people.
Why having it taken away didn't affect white women, it only affected us?
That I don't know, my friend.
Because obviously if taking it away affected the people it was protecting. So if taking it away didn't affect white women, guess what? They used white women to be able to fill in the numbers to not have to hire Black people. And then when they took it away, they targeted the Black people.
You mean the Democrats
that
invented DEI that benefit white women than Black people? Yes, that makes sense. So this is actually the Democrats' fault by your logic. I love it.
The Democrats didn't fire all the Black people, Trump did.
Yeah, but they created a paradigm scheme with the illusion of inclusion for the Black people. And now look where you're at.
Oh, absolutely. They did do that. That's absolutely 100% correct. But at least millions of Black people were positively affected under that paradigm scheme where Donald Trump just came and pulled the rug out from underneath everybody and started firing Black people willy-nilly.